Hello, everybody. This is Serina coming to you from Covered out of Cleveland, Ohio. I wanted to make a tutorial video showing you how to set your settings and how to maneuver through the NatGen Leads website. This is the website that you will use your lead credits to purchase leads. You can either purchase live transfer calls or email leads. The website works best in Chrome. It will open in other Explorer pages, but the settings will not appear properly, so make sure you are using Chrome. Chrome is the little icon on your search bar on the bottom of your computer with the green, red, and yellow swirl, or it may be on your desktop, or you may need to search it or install it onto your computer if you are not familiar with using it. The website hours are from 6 a.m. through 9 p.m. Pacific Time, Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Time on Saturday. All right, so let's get started. You've got a couple tabs on the right-hand side. Your home page is going to bring you to your main home page. You have your tutorials, which shows a video walkthrough with additional materials on how to maneuver the website. And you have a Contact Us tab. Most of the time, you can contact me if you have a problem with the website that I should be able to assist you with. You do not need to register, as we have already created an account for you with your username emailed to you. Typically, they are set up on a default password, which is the word welcome and the number 1 with a W as capital. And this is where you click to log in. Mine is a little different, but your username most likely is going to be your first dot last name. And again, you probably will have a defaulted web password as welcome1. The purpose of your settings on this website is to tell the system when and how many calls to send to you. The Fund My Your Account tab is if you would like to purchase additional funds with your credit card. This is not necessary, as the company does upload funds on here for you from purchases that you have sold with applications from the lead credits that you have earned. But if you would like to fund the account with additional funds, you may do so here. The Manage Your Leads tab is where you're mostly going to be accessing on a regular basis. Here's the Tutorials tab, and the system does provide some reporting. More materials on the reporting features are under the Tutorials tab. The purpose of this video is essentially to make sure that you have the correct settings so that your system will send you live transfer calls and emails. Click on your Manage Account so that you can start setting up your settings. This is your account status. You will tell the system when you want to be active. Turning it to the right creates it to turn orange, which will make it active. I currently have a $100 balance. You want to make sure that there is a monetary amount on here to receive calls and emails. If there is no monetary amount listed, you will not receive any leads. We are primarily going to be working with 4 tabs on this display. Your health insurance calls are here. This is the tab to receive live transfer calls. And then you've got Health Insurance Leads tab here. This is the tab to receive leads via email. Let's get started with health insurance calls. Right here, you must enter a transfer phone number. This is very important. This is telling the system what phone number to send your live transfer calls to. This number should not contain any dashes or spaces of any sort. This is your maximum call concurrency. This is telling the system how many different people will be taking calls from your account. This should always be 1 because you are the only person taking calls. Your sources to turn on is to tell the system who to send you leads from. To get the best option and the most leads sent to you, we recommend turning on all 3 tabs. For this demonstration only, I'm just going to shut my account status off so that I do not receive any calls during this tutorial. These are the 3 vendors that we use for our live transfer calls at this time. $30 is the amount that will be deducted for each transfer call I receive. The Geo tab is where you list states that you are licensed in. If there is not any states in this field, then the system will not send me any calls because it is saying that I am not licensed in any state. It is telling the system which states to send you calls from. So you click on the drop down and list all the states that you are active in and that you want the system to send you calls. After you've selected a state, you must select the plus button in order to be added to this list. It must be located here to receive calls from that state. I'm just going to enter a couple for demonstration purposes. Okay. Lead delivery. You are telling the system here what day and times to send you calls. We recommend that you select the hours for the whole week to not confuse the system by doing it daily. Remember, the hours are on Pacific time, so if you are on Easter time and you would like to work later, you can do so to receive calls. We all know that people are home in the evenings more. So again, I just recommend that you select your hours for the whole week. You're going to select which time zone you are in. Lead flow is telling the system what is the most calls that you want to receive in 1 hour, and what is the most calls you want to receive in 1 day. If these are 0, you will not receive any calls. So I like to say I want to get 5 calls an hour and 15 calls a day. You can hit the Save Changes tab to continue. So I have set all my settings for my health insurance calls. I can choose to only receive calls, or I can choose to receive calls and emails at the same time, or I can choose to just simply receive emails. The health insurance tab is for emails. You would do the same settings in this section as well. So again, I would select and turn on most of the tabs as to not restrict call flow. Not sure why it doesn't want to listen to me, but let's assume all these tabs are turned on. I would again need to enter my states for every state that I want to enter and receive email leads. We don't recommend filtering it by zip code because that will limit the amount of calls that you receive. You can leave the primary applicant age tab blank again, or leave it at the default setting from 18 to 100. You will enter your hours here again as well. For the whole week and your time zone. You can receive more emails if you like, because it does take us longer to work on a phone call than to receive email leads. So you can enter 15 email leads an hour if you like. And let's say you could say 30 max for the day. These are, of course, high numbers. You can start off slower, but I don't recommend starting off too slow, because you will not receive as many calls as you were hoping to, or email leads. And that is essentially it. Those are the basic settings that you want to make sure you have on. You want to check these settings every day that you log into your account. So again, once you enter your phone number, your different settings, you should start receiving live transfer calls. If you have any problems with these settings, please reach out to me, as it's probably an issue an agent has had in the past that I can quickly help you with. Also, the more states that you have, the more leads you will receive. If you are going extended periods of time without receiving leads or calls, please reach out to me so that we can verify your settings are complete and to confirm that there are no issues with the website or your settings. Thank you so much for your time, and happy selling.